staff salary. You go outside and bought a program to pay your worker salary. And then they compile all our data and give to those foreign companies. No nation will do that. They brought it, and today it has crippled the system.
Okay.
One, you cannot get it from outside. You cannot employ a lecturer. Those a VC had a program, the lecturer dies or resign and left, a critical program, and the VC saw somebody in that program, you pick him, employ him, and put him on temporary basis until you confirm it, so that you take it. But today, when you want to employ, you have to go to the office of the head of service to go and get a professor, governing council, VC. You go to the head of service with a BSc holder to go and get permission to employ lecturer. After doing that, you go
waiver.
to...
Is that
no, permission.
Okay.
You have to go to federal character to get permission.
To get waiver.
Get waiver. But it's the same thing. If you don't do it, and you employ one, they will bring them for you to employ.
Who will bring it?
The same federal character. What these people are talking about? Then from there, you go to National Assembly.
Do they also bring it?
You ask them. Go to the university and look at it. So they bring all this and want them in the system. But you know what? The VC wanted to employ a lecturer who is very critical. But the people these people will bring are just anybody. Clerical officer, admin officer, driver. Is that how to do it?
Okay, let's say from a Professor Edoumiekumo. Okay, EDOU. Yes, it's always good to be on top of a very beautiful names. I think it's in that journey.
Yes.
Yeah. Now, how will you react to the ASUU demise and, of course, the way government has responded to it?
Well, thank you very much. As the head of institutions and the head of VCs, if you allow every vice chancellor to come to this place to speak, they will tell you what they are facing. The university autonomy is something that we shouldn't even toy with, but it's misunderstood. What they are talking about university autonomy, they are even saying that you are talking about financial autonomy. It's not that alone. University autonomy has to do with allowing the universities to run the affairs of the institution. If you have a council, allow the council to run the affairs of the institution. And you allow that council to pay the salaries. The current way the federal government is running the institutions is like running civil service. And the public universities are not civil servants. We need to know that.
Are they, if they are not civil servants, are they public servants?
They are public servants, but they are not civil servants. And then the way other agencies are run, that is how universities are run. Will you go to NNPC? Is IPPIS used in the NNPC, local content and all that. So universities should be looked at that way. You don't use that. For example, you centralize a payment system such that a professor is mistakenly paid 40,000 naira. I've had a lot as the chairman of committee of vice chancellors, I've had a lot of complaints. Professor is paid 40,000. Maybe it's
after deductions.
Maybe after when you were paid that 40,000 naira and you are an investor. Let me just use a particular maybe from the south. You have to come to Abuja. The bursar will not be able to handle it for you. You have to come. You allow that professor to be moving from one office to the other. Maybe yes. And then one thing we need to notice is that's why we are having all these insurgencies and the rest. There's no respect. I'm very sorry to say that. No respect for academics in this country. That's the truth about it. Anywhere I always tell them, no respect. And that's why today you see students say school is no longer take university serious. For example, myself, we are talking about this bill that was thrown out. Me, I grew up from a public primary school, then to a public secondary school, to public universities. And my children are all in the university where I am the vice chancellor. I refuse to send them overseas. And I ensure that they all attended public primary schools, public secondary schools. And they are in the public universities. And I dare, once we behave that way, you'll be surprised that even the VCs that are talking about corruption that they are alleging, which they have not had, because a lot of visitation panel reports have not yet been, the white paper is not made public. Now, I dare any of them. If if the vice chancellor has his own kids, children in that university, the vice chancellor will stand up to quality, ensure that because his kids are there, he will do everything humanly possible to see that the right thing is done in that university. That was why ASUU was saying that public office holders, if you really know that you want to be a public service and a public office holder, ensure that your kids are there.
There are a few of them that have also complied with that. We are hearing that the Minister of Labour and Productivity, that the children are in public employment. A few of them.
Let us have this. Even this university they are sending overseas. You know, as the chairman of committee of vice chancellors, I always lead VCs to other countries, visit universities and all that. If we talk, and you know, many a times the media will say that the value of education is